Hey, I think we're up actually.
Are we?
Kieran Ramnerine, are you in the stream right now? I can see you posted we're out here.
There seems to be some sort of lag.
Yeah, there's going to be some sort of lag, regardless.
Yeah. Seems like we're up.
Hey.
We are up. Pretty sure we are.
Hello, everybody.
For any of the 8 people, if you guys can let us know whether or not we're loud on either of our ends.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. For the people who are in here now, we are Astral Nomad. We've recently released a EP. I don't know how that terminology works.
A full album.
Yeah, full album. And because of these times, trademark, not by us, we decided to do a live stream hang or something. For most of you guys know us, but for those who don't, I mean, I figured it's probably a great time. Victor Capetti, hey, how's it going? Akash, how are you?
Hey.
Yes, it's us. It's us Astral Nomad guys. Yes, thank you. Akash has a question right off the bat. Can you tell me how many nomads it took to make this album? Roughly 3.
3 is a good number.
Minus, 1.5.
Sorry?
Plus or minus 1.5.
Plus or minus 1.5, yeah.
Yeah. We were carried by one nomad in particular, though.
Ooh, a volume bump as
Mr.
well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Keep going. I'm just gonna adjust our volumes.
Thanks, Akash, for letting us know about that.
Yeah, thank you, Akash. Oh, I realized I should have just bumped my own volume. I'll just keep that at neutral. If you're wondering, yes, we are playing. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mr. Confetti, you're welcome. If you're wondering what we're playing in the background, it's our first EP. When did we release that? Like 2016?
2016, yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, time flies.
2016, so I don't remember exactly.
Oh, that was a long. That was a.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was a long fucking time ago. Jesus
And-
Christ.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, we had some of these songs written during that time.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
It's a very long process getting things from instruments on paper into a finished product.
And then getting together
Oh,
to
we did
actually record something instead of just playing the same thing or having it slightly different from performance to performance.
So let's say, like 4 or 5 years ago, when we released Liftoff EP, we for sure had All Night. That was done ages ago. Do we have any of the other ones? I'm trying to remember when we wrote things.
Oh, I have no idea. Oh.
I feel like no. We had the ABBA songs ready, but
Oh yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, Kieran, we do release music. In fact, we have like 2 EPs and then like 2 covers on Spotify. Yeah. And if you're wondering what I'm drinking, Kieran, it's just water. It's just water on ice. It's hey, water. Nice.
Yeah. Victor also asked which song was the most difficult to record and which one took the longest to record.
on the new album.
On the new.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see. In terms of recording, none of them probably changed too much. Like, it was pretty much the same in terms of the recording length. Like, the way that we record songs, usually we have songs done. Like, we've written it, different songs take different amount of time to write. But by the time that we're like, okay, we finished it, then the recording process is pretty streamlined. The way we do it is usually Elliot and I were both plugged in at the same time. I'm usually recording on electronic drums and him on his keyboard. And so we play the three of us all together, and like Aaron's singing at the same time. And we play it live to each other about 3 times while I'm recording drums and keyboard at the same time. And we edit those tracks. Aaron then goes in and records guitar on top of that. And once that's all edited and ready to go, then he records his vocals on top. And then once that's ready, we do backup vocals. And meanwhile, I'm there, I'm kind of adding in percussion and different production stuff. But none of them specifically took longer in that process in the recording itself. I guess like the solos, songs that have solos, they tend to take a little bit longer because Aaron does a bunch of tracks with that. But none of them really like. They all take a long time, but that's mostly like editing.
Yeah, there's the editing part. I mean, like, yeah, after the song's actually made, that's usually what we sink the most time into. And then there's also the actual writing the music. That varies. There's no like standard process for writing the music, at least lyrically. Or really? Huh. Yeah, there really isn't any standard way, because like for Elliot to come up with like the instrumentals, or at least for the most part we build off of riffs that he makes on keys, right? Yeah, he usually just comes up with a ton of crap and then brings it to
it starts with the keys.
Yeah, it brings it to practice, and then I literally just essentially scat on the mic until we find like a melody that we like, and then we all look at each other. We all give each other a look. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's it.
So in short, we also record everything that we play.
Yeah.
Like the good, the bad, and the ugly. So sometimes we'll come up with cool stuff that we want to try again, and like try again something that we liked from it, or try combining ideas that we like together. And that's really helpful, because sometimes you can come up with something really cool, but if you didn't record it, then you might not remember what you played. So tough luck, right?
Yeah, early on we learned that. Remember that thing you played from that last practice like a couple weeks ago, and then you're like, no, I don't actually.
Nope.
I don't remember any of that, really.
And then you try to recreate it, and then it's nothing like it.
Feel the same.
It doesn't feel the same. Yeah.
But it's funny, before I got electronic drums and we were playing with acoustic drums, and our recording process for our demos, it was Aaron would take his phone and shove it in the couch and hit record.
So it doesn't like clip so badly when we're recording.
That's how you do a low pass, without any, fancy schmancy stuff.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
But at that point, like we get some sort of structure of what Elliot's played on keys, and whatever I'm playing on drums. And Aaron kind of has an idea of melody and certain words, but some of the songs, like, we've actually had lyrics changing a fair bit through our live performances.
Yeah.
Like the first time we played All Night, also compositionally, we played it a little bit differently, like with a different bridge and stuff. But we played it live and we're like, no.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
And like with lyrics also, like I watch an old video and I'm like, those aren't the words. But like it's changed over time. So we get like kind of to a standard point. Sometimes we're having things finalized when we're recording it, but for the most part, we're done the song before we get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's amazing how like songwriting can happen so quickly, but recording and getting a master track can take a very, very long time.
Yeah, but most of that's editing. Like the recording itself, we usually do 3 takes. 3 takes for each instrument, just so we have something to play with. Mm-hmm. But editing itself is what is the huge time sink. Mm-hmm. And you're going through the same song, but different tracks of it, so you're hearing the same song like a million times. That's the hardest part of it.
Yeah, that's painful. You lose your love. Yeah. You lose love for your baby pretty quickly when you're for it.
Which is nice. The longer your album gets, the better it is, because you can keep like alternating between the songs. So like here I would do one track for one song, then move to the next song and kind of go through the series, as opposed to when we were doing the ABBA songs, there were just 2 songs back and forth. I mean, that was killing me.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yikes! Yeah, that took a while.
Yeah,
actually.
so in case people didn't know, so the album's entirely self-produced. Like most of it is Ellie basically putting everything together, our recordings, and piecing it together. I know some bands like to go through like a professional sound engineer or mixer, what have you, but we're bootstrapping everything ourselves.
Yeah.
So the good thing is that we learn a lot. We make a lot of mistakes and we learn a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
and it's a fun process too. And at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's a good way to learn how to do things. Like when we go back to the EP, we're like, oh my god, I mastered that terribly. That's why I remastered it. But then again, after remastering it, we went and mastered Mannequin, and I was like, shit, now I'm so much better at this. I should go back and remaster it again. But no,
Yeah.
it's too late for that.
yeah,
But,
we have a bunch of questions in the chat. Maybe we should take a look at those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
David
'cause-
asks, how has your artistic process changed since the first album? What part is harder, easier this time around? Big fan, legends, all of you gents. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
David.
thank you very much, David.
Thank you very much.
It's really nice.
Appreciate it. How has the artistic process changed? Like, the only thing that comes to my head was splitting up. I don't know if this is really artistic process. Actually, I guess it is. But going through vocals the second time around after we've recorded it for like backups and for backups and effects, I guess. That's not really set in stone until we finally hear what a like semi-mastered or like first revision sounds like, and then like we add that on afterwards, as opposed to in the first EP we were just straight up like, we don't know what the hell we're doing for the most part, so we chose to forego things like that to help essentially to help us get an actual final product, which was a learning experience in itself.
Yes, totally.
Other than that, I think there was also like, we've introduced sessions where it's like me and Elliot, we're very free flowy type of guys in terms of thinking, and then Ellie is super like, he's like disciplined and like very structured. So if we were to come out with like some ideas that we can grow, then send it to Ellie. Ellie would be like, okay, we can chop it up into bits together and then learn how to like transition it in a way that makes sense and entertaining and that sort of thing.
yeah, that's a lot of our writing process. Like the two of you guys kind of come up with a lot of the riffs and the feels of it, and then I'd spend a lot of time trying to like structure it in. So I think really what's changed from before is that we've made more music. Like I think what's always present in our mind is not repeating the same ideas or the same sort of tricks that we put into songs. So like I know a lot of time when we're writing the latter few songs on the album, we're like, okay, so how should we do this transition? Oh no, that's similar to how we do in the EP. Like what else?
Yeah.
So it's kind of we're trying to not repeat ourselves. So that's kind of changing our style a bit.
Yes.
I know some of you guys are musicians, so if you ever catch yourself playing something similar to another song that you wrote, we have that issue come up all the time. Where like we're like, oh, this sounds really good, and then we realize, oh wait, this sounds very similar to Underneath the Water, like the chord progression.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think part of how our process has changed is like just learning how to be more creative and trying new things and experimenting and seeing how that works.
Yeah. Kieran asked also about recording during quarantine. So actually, most of
Yeah.
the album
Good
was
question.
done before 6 months ago. It was like there was a lot of editing to do, but recording itself, it was mostly done except for some vocals.
Yeah.
Main lines, I think most were done, but there were some backup
Yeah.
vocals we worked on, which was actually pretty straightforward. You got your mic there at home, and we ended up all switching to use the same DAW, like we're all using Reaper now in order to record and mix and master our music. So we actually just had up on our Google Drive the project files, so we could all access them from home.
Yeah.
Which was actually really convenient because I would send a certain like baseline track to Aaron, and then he would layer his backup vocals on top, send that back, and I would edit from there. So for the most part, we were done, but because we are at the point that most of the writing was done, then it was easy to do a few tracks afterwards just from home and send them back together. There was a fair bit also of us like talking about, oh, how do we like how the volume is in this or the mixing of this. So we were able to talk about it like through these kind of online chats. Then I would make whatever changes, send it back. Like we were able to work collaborative on the project files, but it helped because like everything was written. It was just more of the technical side of it. So we did do some of that. Akash also asked about the process for lyrics. and I know we have some pretty bomb.com lyrics on there. Aaron writes phenomenal lyrics. So maybe you want to talk.
Process for lyrics. What do you mean process?
There's a process for lyrics?
Process for
I didn't
lyrics.
realize there was a process.
I
It's
guess
re-
come up with your theme.
yeah. So
We'd-
process. So it's really just it usually starts with. There's usually two ways. The first way is like, as I mentioned before, Elliot would bring something to practice and then just scat until something felt good. I just or freestyle or whatever until something felt good, sounded good, and then I'd go home and then just like I just expand on whatever phrase or syllables or like.
Should we play one of our jams just to illustrate that?
I'll need some time to like put it together, but
Okay.
I'll need some. Yeah, I didn't prepare it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
All right.
But actually, yeah, that'd be a great idea to play some of that. Oh my god! Oh,
Probably like
perhaps later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna take a little bit of prepping, but yeah, it's essentially just, yeah, just sitting down, bagging out, expanding what I had, for the lyrics, and then, yeah, over practices and over forgetting it and over live performances, the lyrics will change until we record it and I have to remember what I'm singing for the most part. Yeah.
I have a few A&E WAV files. There's a big expand one. There's a underneath one. I don't remember what they are, but I could play them off my phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
or if you send it to me, I can actually play it for the stream.
Yeah, it's just in the jams and recordings.
Jams and
Like
recordings.
It's on the
main
drive.
folder.
It's on the drive.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, if you guys want to answer more questions while I prep that.
Yeah, I guess like when you're ready, like I'd be interested for you to talk more about the themes of Mannequin.
Oh, the
And
themes of Mannequin.
actually-
Ooh.
What are you talking about in there? What are you trying to what are you trying to say?
So there's a lot of things. Let me pull up. Y'all need to prepare better. Yeah, thanks, Akash. Thanks for. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, but like, what are you gonna expect? This is gonna be scuffed as hell. This is the first thing we've ever done. A lot of it. So Mannequin, in terms of themes, is super. You listen to Mr. Mister already. Mannequin, in terms of themes, is super. A lot of it is very personal, or at least like it relates a lot to like personal experiences for the most part. So one example that I think other people might be able to relate to, I don't know, Made It, like the very first track, has a lot of like references to a lot of experience that I've been through, but in general it's about like talking yourself through being overly inebriated so that you can get home. And then it's like,
I've never been in this situation, but I mean,
never.
it's
Really?
nope. Actually, you have a story for this one, don't you?
I got tons of stories, but before I get into the tons of stories, like for Made It, like,
All right.
have you ever been in a situation where like you don't have to be overly inebriated, but you get to a point where your mind, you get just tipsy enough or just drunk enough that your mind goes, it's time to go home. This is not good. This is not a good state for prolonged public exposure. I'm gonna go home, whether that means Uber or TTC. Yeah. It's just to avoid all of like the cringy moments that you've had when you're overly inebriated and decided not to listen to yourself, and then the night after you're just cringing in your bed, thinking about all that you did the previous night. You know? So that's Made It in a very convoluted sentence, run-on sentence. But yeah, in general, it's like personal themes. And then like the album in general is about like talking yourself through stressful situations. Yeah, facing situations by yourself, whether it's something as small as like a crush, or something as serious as what do I want to say is serious? I don't want to disclose meanings. Yeah, I don't want to disclose.
Starting
meanings
to
at all.
unravel Aaron Amino.
Let's say, interpersonal relationships, unraveling interpersonal relationships, or not unraveling. talking yourself through stressful interpersonal relationships, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, like Biggest Fan is a great example of that. Like people having stress and you're trying to be there for them and be there in that relationship.
Be the support for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Which in itself is a very stressful thing to get yourself into.
Yeah, so when people ask like me about meanings of songs and things like that, I never ever think about that when I write songs. It's all for me. It's all about like music first, and then Aaron, when he adds the lyrics on top of it, like Aaron comes up with sort of like the themes and motifs of the song. So it's kind of cool. Aaron puts his own flavor stamp on the song.
Yeah.
Makes for an interesting collaboration.
Yeah, our writing is very collaborative. It ends up being that from the time that Elliot plays a certain riff from the first time, and then when you go to that, when we're done the song, it's transformed so much. He ends up having a certain idea, and then I have a certain idea of how to twist around with it, and then by the time Aaron's melody and lyrics come on, it's turned into a very different song then.
It's like broken telephone. Like your original idea and like the final product are usually very different.
Yeah.
But in a good way. In a good way. In a good, fun, interesting way.
And we get there by jamming. Like, it's not that you'd send some sort of recording and we'd be like, oh, how about we do this? No, we just keep playing it until we get something we like out of it. And also we had a comment about staying on track of the album and having ideas that didn't go on the album. For sure.
All the time.
Our drive is filled with different riffs. Some we've taken further and had like part A, B, C. Some we just have like the first thing. And we just didn't get the song to be done in a way that we're happy with. So I know that some bands in the recording studio, they record some songs and they change it at that point, and some don't make it to the album. We don't really do like that. In the jamming stage, we have different riffs and different ideas. But once we're sitting down, like this song is done, then we consider recording it. So by the time we were recording Mannequin, like every song we started recording is on that album.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I also would like to add that, like, for me, I have about like 30 or 40 composed pieces and like riffs that's never been touched before, never been like basically unfinished musical pieces that I'm looking to kind of piece together for future albums, but may never ever see the light of day. And I think it's like even for like a visual artist, like it's like your sketchbook that you don't ever want to show people. It's the same thing for musicians, but like having, a bank of recordings that will never see the light of day. Until they're ready.
Hey, speaking of which, you guys want to hear some A&Es? I have no idea. I only know the ones that are like labeled with actual words and not numbers. But you want to hear?
All right.
There's Intention. Should we show them Intention?
Maybe one of the ones that are on the album, but
no,
very different.
Whatever you want.
I have no idea what any of these are other than Intention and like the other song that we're actually working on that I don't know.
All right.
I guess Intention is one of those things that hope maybe you'll forget about it by the time we show it. But yeah, so here's one of the A&Ds. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna pause this bad boy. I hope this actually loads. Let's see. Let me know if it's too loud. But this is essentially it. It's us like... Yeah, that's us rambling. That's us rambling. Hold on. Oh, there we are. My baby got intention, so close to yelling yes, Lord, hey. My baby want attention. My baby got intention. Come over, baby, let's say, love me, baby. Get done with your 10 days, baby. Leave a mark on your fat face. Give it all the Okay, so that was an example of what Elliot and I like put together before we like get together with Ellie and like put it all together. Um, as you can tell, it's like us just rambling. Elliot playing chords over and over and over again, um, and yeah, and then it's just me rambling until we get something uh, workable, I guess. I don't know. Oh, am I on mute?
Volume went down. So the funny thing
Oh,
is,
did it?
Elliot and I cannot hear what Aaron plays for you guys.
Ah, that's cringe. Ah, that's so
Yeah.
cringe.
I could hear it a little bit. I had to turn my volume way up as well, Peter. But yeah,
It's okay. It's just like an idea.
Ah,
We
shame.
just kind of make up stuff as we're going along.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, pardon
yeah.
the scuffness, guys. I don't know what volume. Like, is our volume good? Are we soft or are we good? Or are we all right on your end? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, on OBS it looked like it was clipping. That's why I didn't want to blow your eardrums off. All right, I guess we might put it back on later in the stream. We still got a bit more to go. In the meanwhile, I guess
that's true.
Yeah. Moving back a little bit, a couple of questions that kind of fall into each other. The Dove saying about any tracks that single out stuff you have to do for the first time, new mixing, editing tricks, playing around with pitch, rhythm, tone, etc. 100%. Every time, everything that we do, we're learning a little bit more and building off of the previous ones. Because, like as you said, we were mixing and mastering the song ourselves or the album ourselves, and none of us are professionals. So it's always a learning process. We're always trying different things. But something that was like very different with this album, and it ties in with what Fahim brought up, was the interlude. And this is the first time that we kind of full on produce a track. Fahim already knows the answer, but we ended up taking a guitar part and a little bit of backup vocals part from a previous song on the EP, and I don't know if you guys know, but the interlude is actually based on the Black Sea Black Tie solo, but not like the main part of the solo. Rather, when the chorus comes in, what's going on in the background towards the end of the song. So at one point when I was remastering the EP, I'm isolating different tracks along it, and I isolate just the guitar track, and I was like, this actually sounds really different than it does in the context of Black Sea Black Tie, and actually kind of like really cool. And I bring in Aaron's backup vocals also, and it kind of gives it like a somewhat hopeful tone to it. But from there, just by taking those old tracks, the whole rest of it about how it kind of builds up a little bit unsettling with like static and like bass starts bringing up. All those things are like produced in. They're electronically added, and it's something that I was playing around with different like settings to get it to where I wanted it.
Yeah.
And at that point, once we had the instrumental part done completely, and I like how with my static I was kind of making it edgy and unsettling, but even though the guitar part was like clean, and it kind of had that dichotomy, that contrast between the two. How it's like something's hopeful, but something seems off towards as the song progresses. At that point, I sent it to Aaron, and Aaron's singing at the beginning and the spoken word sort of stuff that he goes throughout that. He made that up really, really quickly, actually, and just did like a couple recordings, sent that back to me. But this is the first time that we didn't have something completely done in the recording setting. Like I know I said earlier, we have something done and then we start recording, but when it came to the interlude, that was actually the one exception. We had, I had an instrumental track, I sent it to Aaron, and he did everything at that point. Once we were in quarantine, actually, it was all done in there, so that was a good use of our time away from each other. But yeah, that song was very different because I had a certain idea of what I did with it, but by the time I sent it to Aaron, I didn't give him any instruction whatsoever, and he completely just wrote it whatever he wanted with it, and it came out super cool, and it really flowed with the rest of the album. So that was something that was a little bit different with this album, something that was cool for us, I thought.
Yeah. Someone asked, what are your favorite songs on the album?
On our album.
Yeah.
To us? They asked that to us?
To us, yeah.
You want to go first? Or Ellie,
Sure.
you want to go first?
Yeah, I could. We can also put it out to you guys. What are your favorite songs on the album?
Yeah.
Like, while we're talking about it, feel free to write in what you guys like in particular. Because, like, we've been playing these songs for years, a lot of them. A lot of them, I'm sure you guys have seen us play them live. So we've had some time. Some of the songs, like All Night, for example, we've been playing for 5 years. So they feel a little bit differently now.
Yeah. Which actually 2 songs called All Night were released within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
We actually we were first. We composed it first, but then Beck came up with a song called All Night, and another band called Men I Trust. There's probably a couple other ones too that I'm not thinking of, but
yeah. No, but don't worry, we'll choose some. Probably. So there's a difference between our favorite to play and our favorite to listen to, I think.
The song I'm most proud of personally is Biggest Fan. From just a chord progression standpoint, I was really experimenting with trying new ways to play chords and like change keys and things like that, and it's a lot more unique than I think any other piece that I've composed. So I'd probably go with Biggest Fan and More of You as my 2 favorites, but I like them all kind of different. It's like choosing your favorite child, you know.
More of You, I really enjoy playing it live. That's probably one of the most fun songs live, I think. All Night's fun too. But yeah, More of You is a really, like, from when we were playing it just in our jams and stuff, I always loved playing it just because the way the chorus is just like a pop/rock song. Actually, when we had that song written, and we needed some sort of intermediate name for the album before we started calling it Mannequin, we based it off of More of You, and we called it Pop Trash for Your Significant Other. Because one time when we played it, actually I think it was the first time we played it live, and Aaron referred to it as like, here's some pop trash for your girlfriend. And we're like, all right, let's call the album that for now.
Was that, I think that was the Cavern, right? Was that the second time we were at the Cavern?
I don't remember. I don't remember exactly where we played it. But yeah, it's a really fun song to play live. But in terms of listening, I think I get more feels from Biggest Fan. Underneath the Water actually came out really nice in the recording.
I think so too. That one's a kind of the most chill of all the songs that we have, I think. So if I'm kind of like in that mood, that one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like
go ahead.
Your music choices depend on your mood anyways. Like sometimes you want to listen to more upbeat stuff, but sometimes you just want to chill back and relax.
Yeah.
That's true.
You mentioned, Elliot, about how, like, song that you're proud of writing. I think Made It is the song that I'm most proud of writing, because it's actually a really interesting song musically. Like, there's a lot we have going on that it comes across as pretty straightforward in terms of the feel of the song. I know it's cool that Aaron has he had some really awesome raps going on throughout the album, and we played around with some different stuff in recording that song. But I don't know if you guys have really noticed, but when you're listening to Made It, each of the choruses, Aaron's singing the exact same melody line. And so it kind of calls you into that trap of being like, yeah, all these choruses are sort of the same. But if you listen closely, every single progression in that song is actually different.
Slightly different, yeah.
We made that a really big point while we were writing the song. It's like, we're going to make this song progress. And it's actually because when we were jamming the song, and I think Elliot was just figuring out the chords because we were playing it the first time, and he played the chorus one way. And then in the second time, because once again, this is the very first time that we're just playing with it. The second time he plays it slightly different, but he had a little more complexity to it. And then the third time,
oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! You cut.
I'm still here.
Saved.
You
Saved. Yep.
Oh, yeah. By the time we get to the third chorus, he's like, okay, I've come up with what I want, and then he had a lot more complexity in that. So when we're listening back to this phone recording, we're like, you know what? The best part of the song is actually the fact that it's progressing, and so we've made that as part of our actual writing. So I think that's actually really cool. I remember I was playing in an ensemble in high school. I know he Dunn's here, so you might remember this. We had a violin teacher, actually, who was part of our ensemble, and she said something really interesting about classical music, and that's whereas in pop music, a lot of the time you can take a certain chorus, either this first, second, or third chorus, like cut right in there, and you aren't sure which one it is because they all sound basically the same. But with classical music, the classical performers always have to be very careful to make the feel very different, even if they're playing similar notes. It's about the feel changing and having that kind of progression in the dynamics of the song. And that's something that really stuck with me. And when it comes to writing our songs, I try to make that happen. I try to have no two choruses sound exactly the same, whether that's a little bit of different instrumentation, slightly different things that's going on with Aaron's melodies, but something is different each of those choruses. But with Made It, we made it in the built into the progressions itself. It starts with like a simple 4-chord pattern in the first chorus, and the second chorus we start playing in more, and each progression is actually different. So you guys should check that out a little later, and you can see what I'm talking about. But that's probably makes Made It one of my favorite songs from a musical perspective. I like what we did with that one.
Yeah, so my favorite one to listen to, I think is... Actually, I really like performing it too. I really like Biggest Fan. I really like listening to Biggest Fan. I really like performing Biggest Fan.
But that's the most stressful one for you, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's super stressful.
Vocally, right?
Not really. I think All Night has blown out my vocal cords very often. Very often. Like, I always make it a point to, like, never have that in the first half of the set. Because every time it is, like, I'll just go, oh, my voice will crack. Or, like, I'll just be flat the entire time. My favorite one to perform... I really love performing Made It. The one time or the 2 times that we performed it was... Oh, it was absolutely... It was so much fun. It was so much fun to like, play that in front of a crowd. Because we've been holding on to that for a while. And we didn't know when the next opportunity we'd have in order to actually play it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm hoping, like, when all of this blows over, that's the one song I want to perform in front of a live audience again, because it's so much energy. There's so much that you can like bring a crowd together with.
Well, you kill it in that rap. I remember when we were writing that rap section, I'm really happy of what Elliot and I do in the background, because we wanted to play something interesting, but not overpowering, because it is like your rap's really taking it in the forefront. And I think we hit that. We got it like nice and subtle, but sort of interesting. And I spent a lot of time with percussion actually in that section. But your rap is just killing it. And
the pitch.
A lot of the times when we're writing or recording rather vocal lines, there's a lot of like piecemeal. We take different takes and piece them together, the best parts of it. And we started by doing that actually for the Biggest Fan rap. And Aaron was like, no, this sounds too quantized. It sounds too fake. And so he basically one-taked it. And it sounds phenomenal. So it's just the flow in there. And the fact that a lot of when you're singing it, you kind of drag out certain beats and then pull back.
And then catch it back up. Yeah.
Which is sick. It's sick rhythmically. I really enjoy that. So I think that you're right.
I remember when I sent that final take to you, and I was just like, Ellie, don't touch it. Don't cut it up. Don't cut it up. We're good. It's good. Yeah. Just focus on mix. Like, fix it in the mix, baby. Fix it in the mix.
Which was so hard for me because I'm like, it has to be on every beat. But it sounds way more dynamic the way you recorded it. So I really enjoy that. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it feels like it flows naturally a lot better, or a lot more naturally, I guess. I should say. And that's honestly the most important part to me, just making sure that it can easily be, it doesn't sound fake, pretty much.
Yeah. Also, what's vocally interesting is in the interlude in On Display. At the beginning, I don't know if this was intentionally or not, but your timing does that also. The fact that it kind of stretches and then comes back. Like, if you were to take that vocal line, it's, would you tell me how you feel on display. So if you were to do that normally in 4, it'd be like, would you tell me how you feel on display? But you don't. You do, would you tell me how you feel on display? Would you? And then you stretch out that, so it sounds like it's in an odd time signature, even though it's actually in 4/4.
Yeah,
so
you just swing that last. You swing that last set of beats.
Makes it sound way cooler. But yeah, how about you guys, audience? What are your favorite songs or favorite parts of songs, if anything? What got you?
So we see. I remember seeing some more. Not more of you. Yes, I did see some more of you. More of you, Victor Capetti, Underneath the Water, and made it top 3.
Hey.
Very nice. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor.
Thanks, Victor.
Hey, biggest fan, Kieran. Nice. Victor said choosing a favorite child would be easier than picking a favorite song.
See, at this point, we don't have children. So.
That's true. Very true. I agree, Victor. I agree. Ooh, Akash. Yes, I remember Akash. You messaged me earlier this week about Made It. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. New level now. I'm on a new player.
Yeah, I know. I got a handful of people asking me about the pitch shift. I was like, "Who's this singing? Who's this rapping over your song?" I was like, "Oh, it's just me. It's just me."
Yeah, we did a little bit of that this album just to try it out, about having Aaron sing like an octave lower.
Yeah, I just forced myself to go.
It also came in the biggest fan. We're like, this dude's gonna get dizzy.
He's gonna get
Just
dizzy.
for fun. Why not? Bit more of you vocals in the bridge, yeah. That falsetto.
Yeah.
Aaron's falsetto is surprisingly strong.
Oh, the intro. Akash says the intro rap for Made It reminds me of Aaron's open mic day flows. Oh my god. That's a throw. That's a throwback. Oh my god. So if you guys don't know, the 3 of us met through M@R, musicians at Ryerson. Yeah. At the time, Ellie was Prez. Elliot, I'm not sure if you were just helping. I don't know if you had held a position or if you were just helping.
It was
No,
unofficial.
I was just a guy that hung around.
And that was a guy who went to one. What happened? I went to one guitar lesson and then a bunch of open mics. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you play guitar, right? Yeah. You wanna be part of our RU Jazz? Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Ellie and I were in a jazz band, just for fun. We call it RE Jazz because that's a great name. And we ended up like musicians at Rice, and we did a guitar workshop or something. And Aaron brought his beautiful guitar, and that's actually why I struck up a conversation with him. I'm like, that is a sick guitar. And then afterwards, when we heard him sing at an open mic or whatever, we're like, all right, we talked. We think you should join us. Yeah, that guy. That's how we ended up meeting. It's pretty cool. And then so we played in a jazz band for a while. Then we played in a band called Blue Strays with our friend Juan. And then it turned into Astral Nomad when it became the 3 of us, and Elliot's left hand became such a prominent member, like bass. Yeah. Back when Aaron used all the time, basically.
Yeah.
Another cool thing someone mentioned, I think Isaiah said all night about a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys noticed. So in the EP with Planetary was the first time we played around with modulations or key changes in the middle of the song. And so we actually did it. We tried to think where was an interesting time to do that, because most people do a key change at the end of the song. They play a chorus and then they shift it higher and do the same chorus just higher. And I was like, wow, never seen that before.
The Backstreet
So we were
Boys
like,
treatment.
how can we make that a little different? So with Planetary, right after the second chorus, we did our pitch shift or key change then right before the solo, which was like really different, and the rest of the song kind of did that. So All Night actually has a series of key changes, and it's just you don't realize it's happening. Elliot, can you talk more about how you wrote that?
Which one?
With All Night, how you switch in the pre-chorus and then you switch back at the end of the chorus going back into the verse.
You mean how I wrote it?
Yeah, what were you thinking when you're? Because I guess it's sort of like mute math, a little bit of.
It feels a little bit proggy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of going for like a driving bass line, and then Ellie just added just a killer drum track on it, and then it made me want to play the song faster because like it just has that driving energy.
Yeah.
And actually, believe it or not, All Night is the only song that I've written lyrics for that Aaron
Yeah,
actually
that's also fun.
polished up
Yeah.
to make it sound actually like more relevant to like the theme of the song. But really, the song is really about longing, and it's kind of like the idea of the song was like if you're driving and you really want to see someone, that's pretty much where All Night was birthed. The pre-chorus part and the chorus part, I was just looking for a nice transition into like a really poppin' chorus. So it uses like the 1-4-5 cadence in the chorus, which is kind of it's popular in pop music, but the pre-chorus uses a like a key change kind of a thing going on. So it's kind of unconventional, but I really like it. I really like how it's really syncopated, and it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah. So
anyways,
I think
I'm rambling.
That pre-chorus, like Aaron singing, like I've been thinking about you.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about you, and then we key change up. It's in a completely different key, and then but it's really clever the way you had it transition back at the end of the chorus. You're like I, right at that end there, and so it sounds weird because it's actually switching keys in the middle of that, which brings us back. We're going up, but it actually the key changes back down. It's cool how that works. I really like that in All Night.
Yeah, the way it's delivered is super like it's to keep tension until we get back into the verse.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the album a lot. How would you guys feel if we played a song or two on it? The stream.
Yeah, we've been playing it in the background, but I mean, we can talk about a couple. We can talk about a couple more in depth if you guys are down. We're just not sure which ones to listen through and talk about. We're really just gauging. Yeah, we're just looking to see engagement for the most part. Play song, please. Thanks, Akash. Which song? Thank you.
Be more like let's listen through it together.
Yeah.
Like we can't really, because of the lag, we can't really play together. So feel free to write which song you vote for. We could do a listen through together. Meanwhile, you done wrote earlier, if you had to pick a different instrument for yourself and the others, what would you choose for each person?
And a different instrument? Keys. Or bass. But bass is
You
cheating.
play keys?
I'd love to play keys. I'd love to learn how to play keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, bass is my other instrument, so I'd want to play that, but then there'd be, union issues.
I think I probably should be playing drums because one of my guilty things as a musician is kind of speeding up when I play. So playing drums would help me in that, but I really think like a bass player, so I would want to play bass as my second instrument. Great question, by the way. Okay.
Like Aaron's the only one that knows how to sing out of us. Elliot and I have before considered doing backup vocals.
I'm even scared to do backup vocals. I'm scared to do backup vocals.
It's scary. But we covered Jump On It.
Getting over that fear hump is like, it's too much. Like, I need time to prepare myself, man.
Yeah, we tried it when we covered Jump On It. So like Elliot and I in the background.
I remember that.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't know if we pulled that off. It was fun, but it was interesting. It was an interesting cover choice.
Yeah, we could do a trio of bass players. Everyone would love to hear that.
All three of you should play bass.
Trio of bass players. I'll pick like the cello.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Peter in chat.
Hey. That's right.
I'm taking singing lessons. I'm gonna forward that to Aaron. Aaron, you want to take?
Yeah, Aaron.
Thank you. I appreciate the concern. Actually, yes. I actually have thought about taking singing lessons. One thing I didn't realize is how much like I can't hear. Which is a silly thing to say, right? But like one example would be until you can like like until you can like discern a what do you call that now? Words are escaping me right now. A harmony from a melody. It's way harder to actually tell if you're in key, and that was something I did not understand until honestly making this album or this EP, where I was actually coming up. I was actually practicing and trying to come up with harmonies to like the main lines for what we're singing or what we're playing. And in listening through our initial recordings, I thought, "Holy crap, this is awful. This is maybe not garbage, but like recycle.
When you hear
This is
yourself
recycling."
like after the fact, like if you ever hear yourself on the phone, it's the same reaction. Like,
Yeah.
is that my voice? Oh,
There's
dang.
obviously that. Honestly, that I think I'm used to. Honestly, that I'm used to.
Yeah.
The thing that what cringes me is that I know is what makes me cringe is listening to something and knowing what the note should be, but something just sounds a bit off from what's coming out of my headphones or what I'm actually singing.
But I think when you started recording more backup vocals like yourself, after the EP, because Aaron basically all the backup vocals part of the recording is very much solo Aaron. It's like he has the almost finished product and he works with it and sends it back, and he comes up with really cool things. So I think once you started playing around with more backup vocals, it kind of gave you like I think you got a lot better as a singer in terms of your note choices. Became more intentional.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you done asked about us. I know the question was actually for me and Elliot. I just switched it over. So
yeah, we're just deflecting, guys.
the funny thing is
hey,
that
should we play Made It?
yeah.
Because I had a couple people ask for it.
Yeah, I can play Made It. I just want to make sure that I'm
Alright.
doing this properly.
Alright.
Because I messed this up last time.
While you're saying a real quick note, Aaron, you're self-taught both on vocals and guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so me as well. All my instruments self-taught. Elliot, did you take lessons?
I did, but I feel like I progressed more after I wasn't shackled to the conservatory. And was just pursuing what I like to play.
So I feel like I should probably take drum lessons before I start with singing lessons. That's what I'm getting at. We're all basically self-taught. But Elliot, yeah.
All right, I got Made It. I got Made It set up here. I'm just gonna do an initial volume check to see how it lines up compared to how you guys sound whenever you're speaking. How did that sound, guys? Canadian John Mayer, thank you very much. Line check, how did that sound? Hopefully you guys are paying attention. I'd appreciate if you guys were. You know what? Hold on. Let me turn you guys down a bit. Oh no! Scuffed. Bump volume pulse. Okay. Sounds good. Alright guys, let me know how it sounds on your end.
Cool.
I started playing, I don't know, 10 to 12 years old, somewhere in that range.
Did you guys want to do a listen through at the same time? Are we doing the timing thing?
Yeah, maybe count it in so I can play it here.
Okay, sick. You guys got your Spotify's ready?
Yeah.
For everybody else, you can do that too and add to our Spotify play count if you want, or you can just play it on stream. You can just listen to it on stream. That's up to you.
Just play anything.
All right, hit and play. I'm gonna be hitting play in 3. I'm gonna say go. On go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. And you guys in the chat, let me know if it's too loud, too soft.
Ain't you too old to be feeling this faded? Ain't you too young to be feeling this jaded? All to amount to a mind that's frustrated. Signs you haven't yet made it. Blood of the bold cause the cloud is mutated. Why is the one when the lust is primated? Floating around in the spot that's most hated. Signs your demons invaded. Bear with me, yes I see you compete socially, that's great. Swear to me that you leave this soul scene, don't repeat mistakes. Now all I'm asking is that you keep off flirty chicks, cigarettes, morning brain pain, and refrain from boredom play.
Yeah, it's got really cool keys. There's also someone said about always doing the same synth song. So this time we switch it up.
No more point in trying now, baby. Systems indicating they're failing. Everything blurring and fading. I don't even hear what you're saying. I just wanna know if you made it. Made it. Made it.
On a new level, no, I'm on a new plane. On the mountain looking down with this day. Everybody just wanna be me. Only got the baddest bitches fucking with me. When I'm with the clip, everybody wanna know how a man never hit the god mode. How a man never got the cheat codes. No man like hit the gas and hit gold. Done shit live, hit that vibe. Pop boy, mine big, gonna load it broadside. Down slide, mine hit that slide. Downhill dive, start running, turn the shit offline. Now all I'm asking is that you back up before distractions. Got you acting up, making the fuss.
I know it's been calling you lately. I just wanna know if you'll make it. No more point in trying now, baby. Systems indicating they're failing. Everything blurring and fading. I don't even hear what you're saying. I just wanna know if you made it. Made it. Baby.
The guitar solo.
Yeah.
Actually, thank you.
Aaron also throws some sick backup vocals in the last chorus. Also knows the changing of the chords.
I know it's been calling you lately. I just wanna know if you'll make it. No more point in trying now, baby. Systems indicating they're failing. Everything blurring and fading. I don't even hear what you're saying. I just wanna know if you made it. Made it. Everything blurring and fading. I don't even hear what you're saying. I just wanna know if you made it. Made it. Made it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we're not playing that one at full volume. Unless you guys want to. But you guys are going to have to ask for it. Anyways.
Yeah, those backup vocals at the end. The first time we heard it, and then at the end, it's like,
Yeah.
I can't do that high, but the
I
oom
love-
is
So sometimes the best ideas musically are just like improvised, and
Yeah.
Aaron just added those backups just
yeah. I
random.
remember when we first heard that, the next 10 times of listening through it, I couldn't listen to that without smiling. I'm kind of desensitized to it now after listening to it so many times.
Yeah.
But it just the falsetto backgrounds, it just hits you. It's warming. Yeah.
It releases like this feeling, you know?
Yeah.
It just hits.
So
you.
Aaron, did they make it? Elon wants to know.
I'd like to hope so, but yeah, I'd like to hope so, but you know, sometimes you just forget.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Aaron was saying earlier that song's really about, like, it seems like you're talking to someone else to find out they made it, but it's more like talking to
It's like
yourself.
an internal conversation.
Yeah.
Internal pep talk.
Yeah, like trying to
Right,
guide
right.
yourself through not doing anything stupid.
It's like, don't jump on the subway tracks. You know.
Get your ass home.
Get
Yeah.
your ass home.
Figure it out.
Get your ass home safely. Get your ass
Yeah.
home
Mhm.
safely.
That's right.
There's a lot of cool things on that song.
Don't
with
drink and
the
drive.
backup
Don't drink and
vocals at the
drive.
end. The rap is really cool. I hope you guys, like, I don't know if you're paying attention, but you heard the changes in the choruses. Like, it doesn't from a melody perspective, it sounds the same, but from a chording, it's actually all building. Got some claps in there, some tambourine, a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Really good solo.
Airplane
Yeah.
story reference, but I don't know if we'll have time for that.
Stay tuned for the next album. Find out if they made it.
Yeah, perhaps.
We'll just have a song, and it's called Yes or No,
Yes.
one of the two.
Yeah. Arrived. Or incoming, something like that.
Or never arrived. You know, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that solo?
Yeah, what do you guys think of that solo?
And the rap. The rap
Or
is
the rap.
very, like, it's dirty. It's on a new level. Like, it's something that you would say when you're trying to trash talk someone also. It's like if you're playing a game of, like, I don't know, darts or something, and you hit something really good, and you're like, oh, how man ever got the cheat codes?
Hey.
It's such a trash. Yeah.
Arrived.
Arrived.
It was
If we were
oh,
British.
it was sexual. Thanks, Akash. I thought you were okay. Never mind. It was sexual. Cool. Made it.
Yeah,
hard
cool.
too.
What else do you
Alright.
guys want to know about?
Yeah, we got time.
I
for
kinda
another
wanna
song to listen through.
I think we should probably cap it here. Maybe you can get to one more song at the end.
Sure. Perhaps.
What do you think?
Made it. Nice one, Kieran. Very nice. We could do the last thing that we actually planned, and then if you have time afterwards, if you have time afterwards, you can listen to something else. You guys down for that?
Yeah, sure. Let's, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, because we got like 20, 30 minutes left.
Right.
So from the comments, we see that the majority of you are pre-established fans. But for those of you in the chat that aren't, or any of you viewing who just stumbled upon here and thought we were interesting guys, or liked our music and decided to stumble upon this live stream because you thought it was interesting, we wanted to give you guys a chance to get to know us in the most icebreakery, party gamey sort of way. So we figured for a great way. No, never. We're not gonna record, release an acoustic song or album. Thank you very much. We could, but probably not.
We did it. We actually did a show that was acoustic though. I don't know if we'll release an album.
Probably not.
Because I don't know. Because unless Aaron starts getting into folk music, but
No, like we could
I don't see
do
that happening
acoustic
anytime soon.
versions of our song. Like we've definitely done that. We, as you said, we did like a radio show once where we were just playing acoustic. Got a lot
We're gonna
of,
play a game called Most Likely To. We're not playing Among Us. Most Likely To. So we prepared some questions for each other like last night. Did we? I don't know if it's been edited since we were just looking at it.
No, I think it's the same.
We're gonna. I guess we'll take turns reading the questions, and you guys can play along as to which
So
one of us is most likely to do the thing that it's asking about. And yeah, I guess we can
Feel
go
free-
through our rationale as we rotate.
if you want to pipe in, please do so in the chat.
And if you have questions that you wanna go ahead.
Yes, if you have questions. If you guys have any most likely to questions, if they're good, we'll read it out to each other. Oh no! I remember the last time I played this with Aaron. I don't want to know about this. I don't want to know about that one,
Right.
Kieran. I don't know what you're referring to. Anyways, Elliot, do you want to read?
Shall I start?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
just like bold the one that you've already read, so I don't. So none of us.
All right. All right. So, of the three of us, who is most likely to use musicianship to woo a potential mate?
That's like the best. You got the best. You put the worst.
Who is
one
most
right off the
likely
bat.
to use musicianship to woo a potential mate?
Put like a picture of them, like holding their instrument on like Tinder, or
Yeah.
Hinge.
I have to
Isaiah, I
confess
see
that
you. I see you.
I'm-
Isaiah, I see you. Okay.
I have to admit that I'm. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
No. I was waiting for you to go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't think I've even had the opportunity to be honest with you.
I have an answer. I have an answer.
Go for it.
Are we gonna do it in 3, 2, 1? Are we gonna do it in 3, 2, 1? Because I see the chats going off
Right.
with
All right.
personally attacking me. So so on go, okay?
All right.
We just say who we
Or
think.
after go, because I
Okay.
can't say go and my name at the same time. Or
Great.
not
All
my
right.
name, but the name I'm thinking. Okay.
All right.
3,
All right.
2, 1, go. Ellie.
Aaron.
Ellie. It's 100% Ellie.
I agree.
All right, Elliot. Why do you think it's me along with the rest of the fucking chat? Jesus.
Just because I know you're on the not anymore, but the dating social media, the stuff. We're all we're all trying, man. We're all trying. Sometimes you wonder if you have a picture of Jabba the Hutt, if that's gonna make any difference at all.
I just want to say for the record, I've the last time I've had a picture of myself holding an instrument on a dating app was
Yeah.
years ago. I'm gonna say years ago. Everybody in the chat, for the record, years ago. And the reason why I chose Ellie is because he loves the hell of that photo of him on drums, and it's a good photo of his. It's a good photo. It's a good photo of him.
Yep.
It's like, what does it look like?
He's gonna get it ready. He's getting it ready now, baby. He's getting it ready now.
Create it. What did I even do? How do you even get to your? Yeah, I think I just
Next one. Should we go to next one?
something like that. No, I agree. It's me also. For sure, I love pictures with me with drums in it because they look way cooler than without drums in them.
But I like in terms of serenading though, I think Aaron would be the serenader. You know, just playing you a song. As much as Aaron hates to to say it, I agree with the chat that it's Aaron.
No, but here's the thing.
Like-
Aaron's the obvious answer, but the question is not about who's more likely to have people flock to him. It's about who's more likely to use musicianship.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So, like,
Moving
Aaron-
on.
Get
Moving
this.
Aaron's
on.
Stop trying to woo me.
Okay.
Don't you have? Aren't you dating someone? Okay, aren't you dating someone? I'm taken as well. I'm sorry. I can't accept your advance.
I've had 6 years to work on you. But
You're a hetero life mate, man. You're my hetero life mate.
honestly,
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah, music.
All right.
It's who doesn't
All right.
like music?
Next question. Next
Yeah.
question. Who?
I like he done. He said he
I
was
feel
most
like
likely
us do.
to make it.
On
Okay,
go.
Next question.
After go, or who's most likely to make it?
Yeah, we can do that. 3, 2, 1, go.
After go, yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
You call it, Aaron.
3, 2, 1, go. Ellie.
Me.
Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ellie. He's
Not even a
responsible.
I'm just
Yeah.
responsible. Elliot's also really responsible.
But I think Ellie's more responsible. So
It's like
by
a
default, Ellie. Ellie takes it.
not
Give it to
Aaron.
Ellie.
Aaron is most likely not.
Aaron-
Most likely not to
It's
make
like-
it.
You'll get the text like the day like an hour before, like, oh, sorry guys, I think I can't make it today.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? We love Aaron.
I just
Don't
saw
change, bro.
too.
Don't change, bro.
Victor's post the guitar is easy to bring on a first date. I
Um,
don't know. You can bring
alright.
drumsticks also. Or
Djembe.
just
Just
a
bring a
cut.
djembe. That's it.
I could just like a pair of bongos, shaker. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was a
Bring
great
it
question, by the way. Who? Okay, are you ready for the next question?
You want to read it?
Or a triangle.
checking if- Is there one from another one from the chat?
Uh,
Victor said because the guitar is the easiest instrument to bring on the first date. Man has a point.
On the
Uh,
first date, though, that's a bit strong, man. That
It's
is
a bit strong. I mean,
strong.
picnic in the park, right? But
Come on.
yeah, but it's transferable with the ukulele a little bit, so that's a little more dateable.
Oh.
all right.
Your
Okay,
Hawaiian part.
you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to sing K-pop in the shower?
This is targeted. I hate these questions. These are targeted questions. I don't like them. Next question. We're not answering this because we all know what everyone's gonna say. We all know what everyone's gonna say.
Okay, let's go with who is more likely to overspend on instruments / gear, to spend more money on their stuff, on their gear.
Yeah, no, this one's up in the air. I know who wouldn't be in this category.
Spent the most money on gear?
Yeah, Kieran's right. It's Victor. Spending the most on gear. Ready? All 3, 2, 1 it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Ellie?
Me again.
Ellie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Ellie.
Yeah.
I think drummers just spend
Drums
more
are
in general.
expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's not just drums, cymbals. I spend a lot on cymbals,
Mm-hmm.
which I never play anymore.
But Ellie, but the thing about Ellie though is Ellie doesn't like to spend money.
Well,
so
I
it's
mean,
like
his instruments are super expensive.
Yeah.
It just so happens that when he does buy, they just happen to be expensive as hell.
Yeah. I think if the question was like if you had like $1,000 of musical equipment, like how much would you spend on like a new thing? I would probably go with Aaron, because I feel like you would upgrade your stuff.
I might get another amp if anything.
Yeah.
Get a delay.
But I would say Ellie. I would say Ellie overall.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
Good question.
I like gear. I can't use it all,
Yeah.
but I like gear. It's like I bought from Victor that guitar. I was like, I don't really know how to play guitar,
you
but
don't really use it. But yeah, it's
Or
cool to have
instrument.
it.
I have a cajon, a djembe. I have random.
Okay. Here's another one. Who is most likely to lose their stuff at a show?
Okay. I think this one might also be
Ready?
right there. Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Aaron.
Me.
Aaron.
I forgot about Go, but yeah, Aaron.
Yeah.
I've lost a couple small things.
Your guitar tuner, you've left a couple times.
But I've got it back.
I don't even think picks don't even count
Picks
anymore.
don't count. Picks don't
Right?
count. Yeah.
They don't count anymore.
Just throw them. Also, there was back in Blue Strays when you were doing a solo, and you took your hat and you just threw it into the audience.
Oh,
Did you ever get it back?
yes.
Yeah.
Did I get it back? I don't remember. Oh, this was at the Hard Rock, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was badass. Like you were so into that solo, and you're just like, ugh, no hat.
That was Black Suit, Black Tie.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, it was.
times.
Oh, so no, it was us. It wasn't Blue Strays. It was. It was us.
Astral Nomad,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Astral Nomad, yeah.
That was like our first show then. That was probably the first time we had ever played this song.
Yeah.
I did leave my adapter once at a gig for my keyboard, and like I couldn't use my keyboard without it. So
Yeah.
thankfully, they still had it there at the venue.
Mhm.
But Aaron still gets the cake.
Yeah. I don't.
Ellie,
I
do
don't
you wanna read
remember.
the next
Maybe I left it like a bass drum pedal, but then went back to get it. I've never had anything like gone for good. But there's a lot of pieces to lose in a drum set.
That's true.
Like,
Down with another question. Most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Hey.
Got your answer.
To survive, or is that including our instruments or just by ourselves?
I'm gonna on 3?
Like, do we have all the stuff that we need?
Let's
As
go.
you are
1,
now.
3.
As you are now.
On
On
3.
go. 3
As you are now.
or after go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Me.
Aaron. Yeah. Probably Aaron.
Only because Aaron's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trained, but
Yeah.
being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trained doesn't help you against zombies, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
But being karate trained, like your brother Elliot,
I guess.
a little bit more.
I guess.
Therefore, I would give I say like we're neck and neck, but because you're BJJ, I'm karate, I give myself a very slight advantage.
I'm CPR trained.
CPR
so you probably want
trained.
me-
That's good. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
important
that's gonna
too.
help. That's gonna help.
CPR trained.
If we have to use our instruments to survive, though, I think that I would probably be better because I would just like barricade
Would ya?
myself. Turn
That's
cymbals
true.
into shields.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Unless Elliot, you have your keytar to defend yourself.
Oh.
I don't think it's
And
very
he
useful.
blows them away.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very practical to be carrying a keyboard
Using-
everywhere you go.
My keytar doubles as an axe, so you know.
Yeah.
You just sharpen and
Yeah.
also your guitar. You just sharpen
That's
it
right.
into a
Mhm.
point.
Use my pitch bend wheel to like flick
To be
zombies
fair,
in the eye.
essentially, like I have drumsticks can be dangerous.
It's like dual wielding, you know. Dual
Yeah.
wielding a zombie. I like it.
I could be medic support. No,
Yeah.
my CPR training's out of date. I wouldn't hire me.
Yeah. Yeah. Although,
I
you know, to
wouldn't
be
hire
fair,
me.
Aaron's got a boxing getup in his garage, so that probably helps too.
Speed bag.
Yeah, speed bag.
Yeah.
You know?
Who's most likely to propose Astral Nomad to become an ABBA cover band?
Hey, Fahim said Elliot would just start playing music and the zombies would dance along and forget about it.
Yeah. So
Hey,
just pull a
hey.
whole Thriller.
Shout out to Fahim.
Thriller your way to victory, to safety.
Yeah. So who do you think
That's a
would
great question.
make us go full time ABBA cover
ABBA
band?
cover
Who's
band?
most likely?
After go.
Ready?
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1,
Go.
go.
Me?
Me.
I loves me some
Okay.
ABBA. I loves me some ABBA.
Elliot, explain, who do you think?
I just think you pulled off the ABBA garb so well that it was you.
Wait,
But
Aaron or me?
It's purely on aesthetics only because you rock the blouse that what's her name? Oh, I forget her name.
Agatha?
Agatha?
But it was great. Agnetha, that's her name.
Agatha?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
Ellie looked
just beautiful.
hella good in his striped shirt too. What is that?
It's
Yeah.
true. We already had it.
Yeah.
He looked.
I
Yeah.
wore.
So,
I wore
so
like,
for those of you who don't know, we went to Value Village, and we got a bunch of like really weird stuff. Like, we basically cross-dressed, and then we shot the video with the help of Victor Capetti, who's in the chat right now. Thanks, man. Who did an amazing job like putting this video together. And we shot this video, like kind of shot for shot from the ABBA videos as well.
yeah.
And then we returned all the items to Value Village and actually got stuff. Like,
Yeah, I got
you
it
see
that day.
you see that ukulele, like right by my shelf here? That's what I got for returning the ABBA video, the ABBA clothes, the ABBA garb.
Yeah.
And
that was a fun
Elliot,
time.
I think you got some other things too. You got like a cool T-shirt or something.
I got a T-shirt. I got a djembe,
That was cool.
and yeah, pretty cool. That was a really
Yeah.
fun time.
That was lots of fun. Highly recommended.
Because when we were doing our
post-COVID,
EP,
though.
when
Yeah.
we were doing our EP release for Liftoff, we prepared those two ABBA songs just for fun, and then we liked them, so we recorded them. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make a
Yeah.
scene for theme. It was really funny that actually happened. Victor
Yeah.
was awesome, of course, but yeah, it's basically exactly the same as the original Mamma Mia video, but
Yeah.
just with us.
And a bit more
So that was
red.
really funny.
A bit more
Yeah.
red. Playing
we
that
got,
live was
like,
always fun too.
We got
Yeah.
white sheets and to make our backdrop. It's very funny.
We draped off like a bedroom that I had to move everything. We had to, like, after we were done, we had to
Yeah.
like move everything back. You had to move like a dresser and like the bed out of the way.
It was
Yep.
so do it yourself. It was
Yeah,
really
it was,
funny.
it was hella.
It was,
hella
yeah.
ghetto. Hella ghetto. It was great though.
Yeah, it was one of the most fun things that we've done, I think.
And things that we regret the most. In terms of showing our kids.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was lots of fun. Thanks.
And like
Victor.
our employers and stuff.
Um,
See
And
it,
our
whatever.
employers,
Yeah.
yeah, our employers. My employer has definitely seen it.
Yeah.
So that's always a bit nerve wracking, but at this point, just lean into it. It's all in good fun, yes. All in good
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, I'll do another one. Who is most likely to forget how our own music goes on stage?
Oh, this one's so easy.
The answer may
Here's our
surprise you.
Most likely to screw up our music.
Who is most likely to screw up at a show? Of
we'll
Three
get-
Hours
we'll
Actually,
give
I'm
you-
curious to see what the chat says.
Yeah,
Like, what the
We
chat
all
is.
know
That's
what the chat is gonna say. It's pretty
I
obvious.
wanna know what the
It's
chat
pretty
says.
obvious. But they're
do
actually
you guys-
wrong.
Who of the three of us?
Let's see the chat first.
I want to see what.
You
the
mean
Or we
like
can also
most
make-
often, or like the big, or like the most?
Poorly. The most royal, let's say, like the worst. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure we all screw up, but who's
Who's done
What
the
makes
biggest
the
no-no?
most noticeable?
The most okay, most
Yes.
noticeable is not. That's most noticeable.
Actually,
noticeable.
We've all screwed up. We've all screwed up.
No,
Everyone
we
messes
definitely
up.
have.
Everyone.
Definitely have. There's Fahim.
Alright.
Thanks, Fahim. Thanks, Fahim.
what do you guys think though? You can right, yeah.
Already,
Thanks,
Aaron's
Akash.
got one vote.
I got 2 votes. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
All right, we could
Yeah.
say ours. We could go right. 3, 2, 1, go. Elliot.
Yeah, it's me or Elliot. The most noticeable ones, it would be me.
I don't know.
The
I don't know
crucial
because
ones, I think, are Elliot.
so
Yeah. There's a story. We have a story.
well.
We have a story.
So I screw up plenty, but people don't usually notice because it's drums and you can kind of just like play it off. So
you
if
can
like I
recover.
screw
You
up
can
stuff-
recover on drums. You can
Yeah, I can
recover. on
recover. Or like I've dropped sticks all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't need to play that, Phil. But do you think it'd be noticeable? Well, actually, I wonder if it's noticeable for you guys. So Aaron makes a big deal out of it when he screws up. He was like, well, I don't know. Whatever. He like does all this like
Make
whatever, or
faces and
laugh
stuff.
it off. Or like you laugh a bunch, whatever. Or if you're playing the wrong guitar notes, like that's pretty obvious. But
Yeah.
perhaps what's the most like detrimental is when Elliot screws up.
Yeah, we have a
Because,
story for you. We got a story.
Yeah, Elliot, since he's playing like so much of the soundscape of what we're doing and like the key and everything, if he plays something wrong, it affects everyone else. If I screw up, as long as I'm staying in time, it doesn't really affect other people. If Aaron screws up, it looks funny, but it doesn't screw up everyone. If Elliot screws up, then it takes everyone with him.
Everyone's just like,
everyone just goes.
yeah.
So, Elliot, do you want to talk about that show?
Yeah. So actually, the one we got radio play at Ryerson University radio station, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it was
a radio show.
um,
Radio show.
radio
Spirit Live, Spirit Live or something. Or
Let's
something
not get.
else.
Let's not get
Okay,
too
it doesn't matter.
specific
That
in
doesn't
case
matter.
it is.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. We don't even have our facts right. That
we
doesn't
don't even
matter.
remember that. Anyway.
So, we were playing a show that was live, and
Live studio audience.
live studio audience, and we played a killer rendition of More of You just to warm up the audience, and people were into it. You could see them like bumping.
Yeah, it was
digging the
actually the
music.
sound check. It wasn't when it was live. In the sound check.
In
we
the
brought-
sound check, that's what we played to get us going. So, one of the things about Astral Nomad that you may not know is that we actually transpose a lot of songs. So
Kieran,
that
this was after
they-
Spirit Live. Sorry to cut you off, Elliot.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the fact check there. So we actually transpose a lot of our songs to fit within Aaron's vocal register, because sometimes I compose them in a different key than what Aaron's used to. So that means if I transpose to the wrong key for the next song, that means Aaron has to basically try to figure out what the chords are and try to figure out what the notes are, and hopefully it's not too high. So we actually played a song transposed up to instead of down to, and Aaron was basically squealing and trying his best to hit the notes, and it was too late to try to correct it. I don't even know like what happened,
I remember.
but it was. I
It
just
was
remember
actually-
Aaron was
Can
like
I
in
say this
tears.
part? Can I say this?
Okay,
part?
go.
I was
Yeah.
sweating. I was. So it's time for me to like come in, and then I'm playing the first part to like get the feel again to get the feel, and I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, this is not right, and then as soon as I play the first chord, I'm like, nope, this is not it, and I realize I'm straining my voice to try to reach whatever the hell we're playing, and then I realize Elliot transposed in the wrong direction,
Yeah.
and so I'm just trying to
So-
survive.
So here's the thing. Everyone thinks Aaron is incompetent and not me,
Yeah.
because like I'm the one laying it down, right? But Aaron is actually just trying to recover. So he gives up on the guitar and just tries to sing along. And,
Yeah.
Rough, brutal.
So this
Don't
was
do
actually
that.
Planetary. We were
Yeah.
playing Planetary, and so I'm actually quite visual with my face when I don't like something. So when it starts going on, it's weird. I'm like giving these guys faces, like, what the heck is the deal? And yeah, exactly what you said. Like Aaron, like this isn't working. He stops playing guitar. It makes Aaron look terrible, even though Elliot messed it up. Because Elliot, you're still playing the same thing. It's just it sounds different. And for me, I can
That's
still
right.
play the same thing. I'm just like, what's going on? But the funny thing is, Planetary, even when you stopped playing guitar and you were trying to sing to it, even though it was kind of weird, Planetary has that big guitar solo in it.
Yeah.
And it's like so core to that song to have that guitar solo in there. But Aaron had to try to play it in a different key for the first time. So we get to that guitar solo, and all of us are giving each other looks like, should we actually go through with it?
It's
Again,
like, do we
coming up.
bail or do we try to power through, right?
So
we
tried-
opted to power through.
Yeah, so we
And-
powered through for the
Yeah.
beginning. Like Aaron tried like the do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and it just wasn't right. And we were all like, oh no. So we played like a couple bars of it, and then we all gave each other a nod. We're like, no, let's just skip the rest of the solo
Yeah.
and do the last chorus and get out of here.
Right.
Pain.
And
that
then,
was-
yeah, Aaron
Pain.
looked like he saw a ghost.
It was all pain.
Yeah,
That was
I just remember the look on your face, man.
No fun was
I
had
remember
at that moment. I
Just
remember after
like-
that song. After that song, I turn around. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Hey, Elliot, I think you're transposed the wrong direction. Elliot goes, yeah. Oh shit! Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. He presses some buttons.
This happened.
You hear a bit. I hear this a bunch of times. Sick. All right, awesome. Sick. All right, okay. What was our second song again? I'm trying to remember what our second song was.
I think we just
I
played
don't
that, and we're like, shoot.
I remember we had 2 songs, because this. I remember.
I don't remember the other one.
I'm about
I
to
don't remember
play,
it.
so I'm like, just to be sure, I'm like playing around. I'm playing around with I'm playing around with like the key, or like I'm playing the scale, or I'm playing around with the scale on my guitar, just to make sure, because I know where we're sitting for this song. I know where we sit, and then I'm playing it just very faintly, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. We're in the wrong direction again.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong
This
direction
happened.
again.
This is a true story. This is a true story.
It was so bad.
So
and
the
also,
moral-
like, our
The
friends.
thing is, if you are playing the keys, if you mess up, everyone will
yeah,
know,
everyone's gone.
right? Everyone will know. And if you
Also-
have dual responsibilities of playing the right hand and the left hand, you're more likely to, like, mathematically, you're more likely to mess up.
Yeah. So moral of the story
yeah.
is, when you guys are all thinking that Aaron's screwing up all the time, it might be my
It
or
might be Elliot.
fault.
But I've caught Aaron many times, like, playing the wrong chord or, like, saying the wrong lyrics.
That's
so,
the common one, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I would say, like, the time it backfired the most was on me. That was completely on me. So I will take ownership of this one.
Live and learn. So yeah, as Karen
Um,
said, that is the time that we did not make it.
That is the
you
time
live
we
and
did
learn.
that. That's the
You
time
got
we
it
did
in
not
cash.
make it. No,
We did not make it that time.
we did not arrive.
Um,
But on the
Not
flip
around.
side, our best concert interaction with a fan perhaps was with Mamma Mia.
Oh
Aaron,
yeah.
you're-
Okay,
Oh,
this will
yeah.
this will probably be our last story before we have to wrap it up. It is almost 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
But best audience interaction was when, I think this is the first time we played Mamma Mia, our Mamma Mia cover. Okay.
Yeah.
We're playing our song. We started up. Everyone's having a great time. You know, we invite all our friends and family, and then they invite some friends and family. But as we're playing this song, as everyone's jamming to it, we noticed 2 people that we didn't recognize, right? We saw that they came actually from the front of the bar. This is Horseshoe Tavern. So if you know the Horseshoe Tavern, you know the stage is all the way at the back, and then there's like the little hallway essentially that has the bar in it, feeds into this stage. And then as we're up on stage playing Mamma Mia, we see these 2 very belligerent people walk up to the front. It was a free show, I believe, the Horseshoe Tavern. They just essentially walk up. They walk in. I don't remember. Walk up to the front. They're cheering. And then as I'm performing, in the corner of my eye, I see these 2 people. I'm thinking, are those people grinding to fucking Mamma Mia right now? What are we doing? What are they doing? How do we get here? How do we get here? How do we get to the situation in which I get to watch people grind to a cover of us playing Mamma Mia on
Yep.
stage?
So our goal is for this to happen again at our future show,
I agree.
in the after times.
In the aftertime.
No, but it's always great seeing
Yeah.
people like sing along with Mamma Mia and enjoy it. Another really
We always appreciate.
another
Also,
great
it's hard to see when you're on stage, by the way.
yeah, sure.
I know some of you are musicians and know this, but like, you can't really see much.
Yeah.
And when you notice stuff, like, it's usually something crazy has happened in the audience, and that was something that was crazy.
Another great moment that I remember from a concert was there was one time that we ended somewhere in the concert we were playing Black Suit, Black Tie, and just at the end right after the chorus, where we kind of like close off the song, still playing the last couple of progressions, and the crowd sang the chorus. Like, wow, it was the part that we don't sing, but they sing it along, and we're just hearing like the audience singing Black Suit with us playing it. That was cool.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That was lots of
a lot
fun. Yeah. Oh, we've hit the 10 o'clock mark.
Yeah, this is the 10 o'clock mark. Yeah, thank you guys all for
Are we done?
coming. Yeah. This is our time slot for the most part.
Yeah.
Thank you guys all for
Okay.
coming.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's awesome to have you as our friends, and
yeah,
we love
hopefully you liked the new album. We did spend a lot of time and a lot of work into it. It's actually been a long process. Like it's been like 5 years from the start of working on this album. So yeah, we are really slow, but it's also it was a lot of work. So
quality over speed any day.
Right? Yeah, we'd love to hear more about what you guys think of it. Feel free to text us or post on our page or whatever.
Follow us on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, stuff like that.
Astral Nomad Music.
And
yeah.
Thanks for chilling with us tonight.
Yeah, we really appreciate.
Hopefully, we'll be able to put together a concert sometime soon. But who knows?
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, you guys have a great weekend. We love you. We appreciate you all. And honestly, we'd love to do this again. We didn't realize we'd get this much interaction, but seeing as successful as it was, we'd love to do this again, perhaps sometime soon. Yeah, thank you guys. Follow us on Astral Nomad on Instagram, Astral Nomad Music, and take care. Have a good night. We love you. We love you. And bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye now. Bye. And we're done.